Crofton Mill on Vancouver Island was built in 1957, along with Port Alberni Mill 1946 and the Powell River Mill on the mainland 1912, together under the parent company Catalyst Industry. There is one another mill on the Vancouver Island, Nanaimo Forest Products Ltd., built in 1950 under Harmac Corporation, which recently made a national headline since it has the capability to produce pharmaceutical-level refined pulp that can be used to make PPE for medical workers. Currently, there is in total 49 similar-sized paper and pulp mills in BC, and 3 of them are located on Vancouver Island. Paper and pulp is categorized as energy-intensive industry along with petroleum, oil, iron, and steel industries. According to the Catalyst Sustainability in 2015, there was 1.5 million metric tons of greenhouse gas emission directly from its 3 mills on site. Currently, 75% of energy that Catalyst consumed comes from renewable resources. In other words, biomass fuel, alternative fuel, and electric energy. Another 25% is from fossil fuel. According to Paris Accord in 2016, in order to avoid the catastrophic global warming, which is 4 Celsius degrees, human beings must reduce the carbon dioxide emission by 20% 2030, 1.5 Celsius degrees with 10 gigatons per year reduction of emission. However, in the reality, global emission is still going up year after year, given the fact that we are still building new massive fossil fuel infrastructures that are supposed to last for a long period of time. For example, the latest coastal gasoline pipeline in BC, the Keystone XL, Jordan Cove project, a gigantic liquefied natural gas terminal in Oregon, Shell's Arctic drilling plant, Texas's newly built oil refinery, and Donald Trump's withdrawal from Paris Accord, and subsidies for domestic coal industry, etc. We are doomed. Eventually, either the oil and gas supply will be totally banned, maybe before being depleted, or society will develop new technology to rely completely on other eco-friendly energy resources in order to mitigate the looming climate needs. On the one hand, all the environmental issues are caused by perpetual growth and the mass consumption ideology programmed into the capitalism. But on the other hand, capitalism maximizes productivity and stimulates infinite innovation. In other words, all-powerful technology and science will prevail and become the only resolution for the imminent threats of climate urgency. Ironically, the pollution level declined significantly due to the close down of mass transportation in response to the pandemic. Technology will help us beat the virus eventually, that not only let the economy go back on track, but also the air pollution as a byproduct at the same time. Paper and pulp industry is an aggressive one. Nowadays, along with the refined pulp product, European chemical engineers proposing integrated biorefineries that converts roots into valuable chemical products that can potentially replace petroleum with a much smaller carbon footprint that asks machineries to be updated drastically. In other words, old structures from existing historical mills cannot host the new technologies that is needed for the increasingly diverse and flexible production line. Anyway, Crofton Mills has fallen obsolete and will be replaced sooner or later. In general, post-industrial heritage located in the center of cities that has been transformed into multicultural condenser. Otherwise, most of them will be shut down and then abandoned. Northern pulp mill in Pictou, Nova Scotia has been closed indefinitely after leaving behind the tremendous environmental damages. In my opinion, all obsolete industrial heritages are doomed to be replaced, then disappear. Well, there is nothing wrong with metabolism within the history. It is a valuable opportunity to experiment architecturally on these sites. It is a shame if we just abandon these buildings entirely without doing anything innovative. What I would like to do is to transform the current Crofton mill into a futuristic film studio complex where film production and existing pulp manufacturing are blurred into one integrated space. It is a hyper-industrial Disneyland, but without the fake set. Here, the still alive smokestacks, conveyor belts, cooling towers, steel scaffoldings, gantry cranes, dashboards, and consoles in central control room are readily available and can also be adapted at the convenience of specific shots. The Philip K. Dick's The novel Autofact can certainly be shot here, in which the omnipotent AI keeps pumping out commodities that the survivors community cannot consume at all and has to fight against it. What a dark allegory of ultimate capitalism and the technology advancement. Well, one Chinese real estate mogul has tried to transform the whole city in China and build the world's largest and newest film studio from the scratch. The audience is tired of the stereotype of Hollywood popcorn garbage. However, not all the film is shot in that way. Some masters such as Orson Welles, who is famous for the long shot techniques and the lens pan in the opening sequence of Touch of Evil, the camera follows the main characters by moving up and down, by going with the flow and avoiding the interruption. Camera actually becomes an independent character that must be shot in a continuous and integrated space. Similar sequences can be shot in the Crofton Mills studio, but with multiple scenic choices. In conclusion, I would like to make a proposal of an alternative film studio by curating all the constituent parts within the existing Crofton Mill site. The curation could become a reflection of the dialectic among historical industrial facility capitalism technology in the age of climate crisis.
As I haven't kissed you in over an hour.
What I would like to do is to transform the current Crofton Mill into a film studio complex where the wing pulp manufacturing can be transformed into film production in one integrated space. The demolition of the existing space in order to let the camera pass and shoot continuously could become a reflection of the conundrum faced by the current industry with its planned obsolescence imposed by the capitalism in the age of climate crisis. It is a dystopia and ossified Disneyland. But without the fake set, here the authentic but moribund smokestacks, conveyor belts, heavy equipment, dashboards, and console, etc. are readily available and can be redressed up gloriously at the convenience of specific shoot.